Hey y'all, so some of you have been following this saga of trying to get Drexel back home. My goodness, it has been a wild and woolly 32 and a half hours and counting. So if you followed my earlier post, you know that my plane was delayed when I was trying to get out of Iceland. And so that delay then kind of did the domino effect. So I was late for my connecting flight in London at Heathrow Airport. But when I stepped off the plane, there was a gentleman there who had my new flight schedule for me and handed it to me. And so even though I'd never been to that airport before, I was able to very easily navigate my way. And that's a good thing, because I didn't get to the airport until, the gate, until they were doing like a final boarding call. So, but it was all good, it was all good. And that I flew from Heathrow. My new flight schedule took me all the way west to Los Angeles. And again, that's the first time I think that I've been in LAX, at least the first time in many years. But again, I managed to get through customs, get my bag, get through customs, raced 2 terminals away. And again, at the final boarding call, I walk up, catch my plane for a 4-hour ride to Tampa, which is where I am right now. And I got here at 6 o'clock this morning. I went to the Delta Gate and just said, look, can you guys help me out so I don't have to sit in the airport for 6 hours before my next flight? And so they were really sweet. They were very helpful, and they got me on a little bit of an earlier flight. So I'll leave here about 9:50 Tampa time. That would be 8:50 your time in Pensacola. And be home by 12:30. So it'll all be good. By that time, I will have been up for 48 hours, I think, maybe a little bit longer. I've tried to sleep on some of these flights, but it just didn't work. I guess the main thing I wanted to tell you today is that, I've kind of been through this whole thing with you, and you can imagine, that it's stressful to do all of this stuff. But I have to honestly say, I never felt anxiety, and everyone was so helpful along the way. I have told someone, God did not make this trip home easy on me, but he held my hand the entire way, and he kept me at peace. I can honestly say I just never felt anxious. I kept saying to myself, what's the worst that can happen? You miss another plane. Oh, well, there'll be another one behind it. I did have friends and family, and friends who may as well be family, who were praying for me. And I felt those prayers. And so I just wanted to say to you, disruptions happen all the time in our lives. It may not be something quite as crazy as this has been, but we all have these disruptions. And I think if we can just find a way to stay in peace and to keep our wits about us and to think and to focus and to ask people to pray for us, which I did, that it's going to be so much better and more helpful. And when we come out to the other side of that disruption, we may have some words of wisdom and advice to share with other people, which means in one way we were blessed, and now we can be a blessing. I am so looking forward to getting home and going through all of my pictures from Iceland, and in the next day or two sharing them with you. I just have to say that this has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life, visiting Iceland. The country was really nothing like I expected it to be. It was 1,000 times better and prettier and just an amazing place. And I hope that each and every one of you will have the opportunity one day to visit that place or somewhere like it, or whatever place is on your bucket list of travel. I tell people, I know that traveling right now is a hassle because of coronavirus. I get that. Yes, there are hoops you have to jump through. But what I want to say is that jumping through those hoops is kind of worth it. For me, it's very much worth it because of the things that I've gotten to do and to see in the last several months. So that's kind of it from Tampa International Airport. I will sign off, maybe close my eyes and try to nap for 30 minutes or so. And I'll let you know when I check in back at home. And I'll see you in the morning.